Hello, this is Gambia 24 with me, Sohna Tunkara. Let's take a look at our news bulletin. Dudu Jah, the APRC deputy spokesperson, criticizes President Barrow's request for the extension of the economic mission in the Gambia. Gambia government will take matters of market vendor strike to the National Assembly. ECOWAS extends the mandate of the economic troops in the Gambia. These and more coming up on Gambia 24. Stay tuned. Back and thanks for joining us. In their quest to ensure the effectiveness of the regional response linked to the fight against COVID-19, as well as measures taken for the recovery of economies, the ECOWAS insists on the need to coordinate efforts within the framework of the reopening of international borders. Leaders of the bloc met in Niger on Monday during the 57th ordinary session of heads of state and government and deliberated on the social report on COVID-19 presented by President Mohamed Buhari. Julden Jai Suari has more.
The conference urges member states to continue implementing measures to combat COVID-19 in order to guard against a second wave of the pandemic. In this regard, the leaders approved the immediate implementation of the harmonized directives concerning the protocols in matters of cross-border transport, commerce and health. Speaking on this development, Gambian President Adama Barrow, upon return from the Niger summit, said it is important for West African leaders to collaborate in the fight against the global pandemic because COVID-19 has enslaved everybody.
I think it's important for us to discuss. Was President Buhari is the champion for COVID and ECOWAS. So he gave a report. Basically, his report is we have to collaborate. We have to work together to fight COVID. But we cannot do it without the support of our people. Because we don't have medication for COVID. So we have to respect the guidelines, the health advice for COVID. And also they went further. I think we have been very ambitious. That African scientists should also come together so that we can develop medicine to cure COVID.
Meanwhile, the Gambia government announced plans to reopen the tourism industry next month for the 2021 season with measures to contain the spread of the coronavirus. Arriving airline passengers will no longer be subjected to the mandatory quarantine, and travelers with a negative COVID-19 certificate obtained within 72 hours before boarding will not be subjected to the additional tests in Banjul. The country currently has 3,275 confirmed cases of the virus, 99 deaths and 1,424 recoveries. For iAfrica News, I am Julden Jai Suare.
From that report by Julden Jai on ECOWAS leaders coordinating efforts for the reopening of international borders, now in another development, ECOWAS has extended the mandate of the peacekeeping troops in the Gambia by another 6 months. The extension comes at the back of a request by Gambia's President Adama Barrow, who said his country's democracy was fragile and needed protection. More in this report.
At the close of the 57th ECOWAS ordinary session in the Nigerian capital Niamey, leaders of the sub-regional bloc welcomed the political reforms undertaken by the Gambia government with a view to stabilizing the country. The authority of the ECOWAS head of states and government stated in a communique that it has decided to extend for 6 months the mandate of the ECOWAS mission in the Gambia in order to enable it to provide support to the reform of the security sector. Leaders also agreed to a gradual transformation of ECOMIC into a police mission. Meanwhile, on the political situation in the region, the summit reaffirms its determination to ensure a rapid return to constitutional order in Mali with a political transition led by a civilian president and a civilian prime minister for 2 years. The summit also requests that the president and the prime minister of the transition, both civilians, be appointed no later than September 15, 2020. On Guinea-Bissau, West African leaders welcomed the progress made with regards to the functioning of institutions, in particular the National Assembly and the government. While the bloc extends the mandate of its peacekeeping mission in the Gambia, it has decided to withdraw the ECOWAS mission in Guinea-Bissau. Leaders also reaffirmed their commitment to support the government of Guinea-Bissau in its constitutional and security sector reform. Reporting for Africa News, I am Amadou Kante.
Now, this morning, before news broke out that the ECOWAS extended the mandate of peacekeeping troops in the Gambia by another 6 months, the deputy spokesperson of the opposition APRC party, Dudu Jah, criticized President Barrow's request to have the mission's mandate prolonged. More in this report.
The deputy spokesperson of the Alliance for Patriotic Reorientation and Construction, APRC, told iAfrica TV Good Morning Africa program that the request for an extension of the economic mandate was unnecessary. Durija said Barrow should tell Gambians exactly why he needed an extension.
Don Lam Solo, Momo Jite, Don Commander-in-Chief.
He is the leader and the commander-in-chief, and what he wants, what he sees and doesn't think, he shares with us. For us to know why he comes with such claims. If he is talking about defending the country, for me, I do not see that. We are in an era where no country is bound to invade or attack another country. And if it has to happen, I do not see that happening in the Gambia.
The former ruling party's deputy spokesperson also downplayed the role of economic forces in promoting peace and stability in the Gambia following the post-election crisis. Duduja said he could not see where economic help with Gambia's security, citing violent protests in Serekunda last summer.
When he said security in the Gambia, I do not see where they help. There was this scenario that happened some time ago about the man who loses his life in the Serekunda market, which causes some civil unrest, and anti-crime headquarters in Bijilo was attacked. Economic forces were there, and I do not see what they have done to ease the situation. The mob were burning tires, and economic soldiers could not do anything. I was there when a pickup truck arrived and Gambian soldiers arrived with a cartoon. That's when I left because I do not want to witness the scenario. But when I was coming, the place was empty. I only saw Gambian soldiers. I left because I know the Gambian soldiers would be able to control the situation.
The economic intervention was launched to resolve a breakdown of internal order in the Gambia in 2017 after a dispute election nearly plunged the country into violent conflict. The West African Forces mandate will now end in 2021 after an ECOWAS extension on Monday. Reporting for iAfrica TV, I'm Ibrahima Kebisongo.
Deputy spokesperson of APRC has against the prolonged mission of economic troops in the country. Now on to our COVID-19 stories. Following a threat to hold a sit-down strike over COVID-19 restrictions, the Gambia government said it intends to forward the concern of market vendors to the National Assembly. In a statement on Tuesday, the government urges the market union leaders to exercise patience and understanding as their matter will be considered in the upcoming COVID-19 regulatory cycle. Fatoumata Fati has more.
Following preliminary meetings between the government-assigned mediators and the Gambia Market Union officials last Friday, market vendors suspended their planned sit-down strike, which was scheduled for Monday. Vendors want the government to ease COVID regulations affecting business and earnings. The government said it has recognized the plight of the market vendors and how regulations have affected their businesses. A spokesperson said the government is conscious of the financial impact of COVID-19 on the economy from the onset and avoided a total lockdown to help mitigate its full effect on local industries. The government stated that it has looked into the concerns of the market union and have recognized how the unintended consequences have affected their businesses and is working out new modalities and strategies to accommodate their needs. For iAfrica News, Fatmata Fati.
When people began to die of COVID-19, the Gambia Red Cross Society stepped in to conduct safe burials. The volunteer group has since buried 99 people who died of COVID-19. The Gambia has now on Tuesday recorded 79 new cases, taking the total number of confirmed COVID-19 cases to 3,275. The ages of the new cases are between 0 and 73 years. With 100 new recoveries, the country currently has 1,424 recoveries from the virus, whereas 34 people were newly taken into quarantine. 45 new discharges were made according to the Ministry of Health. The Gambia currently has 1,752 active cases, 0 new deaths, 122 people in quarantine, and 399 probable cases. The total number of deaths remain at 99. With that brings this edition of Gambia 24 to an end. With me, Sohna Tunkara. Please do join Ibrahim Gay with the news in Wolof in half an hour. Bye for now.